Hey guys, it is Tristan with NewsStand, and I want to talk a little bit about what AH is trying to do now. It seems like there is something every day. There has been a lot of documents in the last few days, so bear with me, but wow. Again, imagine my shock as Amber plays victim to "he's trying to silence me. Please help me, I am a defenseless girl." She plays this whole identity politics kind of thing where she is always the victim, and that's exactly what she did again. So basically, she has talked in the Virginia trial now about this being an anti-SLAPP law issue. And what SLAPP, SLAPP means is strategic lawsuits against public participation. Meaning, there are times when big companies would sue the little guy simply to get them to shut up. A huge mega corporation has a lot more money to play around with when they don't want their company talked about, even if it was true. So, these anti-SLAPP laws came out, meaning that you cannot intimidate or silence criticism through basically expensive and baseless legal proceedings. And that was kind of a common practice not that long ago. She is trying to use that and say, Johnny is trying to silence me because I'm speaking the truth. I am telling him the truth, and he wants to keep me quiet for his own namesake. And that's just simply not true. I'm actually not surprised that she tried to use the anti-SLAPP. I'm surprised she didn't try to use it sooner, simply because it makes her look like she's the victim, and she thinks she can use this as my gender, and I am I need help. Please, judge, help me. And it's not going to work, I don't think, at least in my opinion, but it's definitely what she's doing. Now, if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We are going to go through this, but there's been so much in the past week coming out as far as documents. Make sure you subscribe to stay caught up. There's a lot. Now, I will be doing a live stream later this evening. We are probably going to talk about this and WandaVision and the new Batman, Soul of the Dragon movie. So make sure you guys check out that. As always, hit like. Let me know down below what you think of her trying to use the anti-SLAPP law in Virginia. I think it's ridiculous, but again, at this point, nothing shocks me when it comes to this woman. So, basically says the anti-SLAPP law allows immunity from civil liability for statements about matters of public concern that are protected under the First Amendment. So, your freedom of speech, your freedom to the press, these things are protected. And if they are a matter of public concern, you cannot have some sort of SLAPP lawsuit against somebody to silence them. That's not what's going on. That's the difference here. Yes, that has happened before, and that's why these laws went into legislation. But this is not that sort of case. So it says that lawsuit along with there's a bunch of other ones. I did hear there was some that had to go in Virginia and actually do it there because they are one of the states that have the anti-SLAPP lawsuit, whereas some states like mine do not. So it says, existing Virginia law allows a person to be immune from civil liability based solely on the statement regarding matters of public concern that would be protected under the First Amendment of the United States. The immunity does not apply to any statement made with actual or constructive knowledge that they are false or reckless disregard for whether they are false. And that is where she is going to really get into this. Now, during this time she came out, and her actually lawyer points out, Elaine, that it was during the hashtag METOO movement, right? So she said that is a matter of public concern because all of this information was coming out about behind the scenes in Hollywood, and, she had the right to come out too. And here's the thing I want to say. I do absolutely believe that victims should be able to talk about it. I do believe that victims should be able to be public about it. And I do believe that it does help in a healing process in a way of sorts. And they can then reach out and help other people in similar situations and give them their insight, and help learn through mentoring. That's the difference. This was a convoluted, however, even if it was convoluted, it was still a hoax. There was a difference. In a situation like anti-SLAPP laws, the way, a judge would throw it right out immediately is if you had police records or hospital records, something like that. The police had to intervene. They took your husband off of you, beating you in the face. Yes, this would absolutely work in that situation. But let's think about the police records that Amber has. And we've talked about this just recently. When it comes to those police records, they literally said, we saw nothing. We saw a woman that had been crying. Her face was red and her eyes were swollen from crying. There was no busted lip. The house wasn't messed up. This wasn't all like they had said. And then the pictures show up a few hours later and the house is all messed up and she's got bruising, and the police records work 100% against her. And I think the judge will probably see that. I can't imagine that he would actually let this work. But again, this is just, and I know I said it earlier, but it is just I'm the victim. Please help me. I need a knight in shining armor, right? Okay, so it says, Depp's attorney argued that Heard is not entitled to an anti-SLAPP law defense during the Friday, and he said it is private and not public concern, and she turned around and said it was during the Me Too movement, and it was a call for public concern. I do agree that private lives are not necessarily a public concern. When they say public concern, they mean, Gotham City water supply was poisoned. But this is a little different. During that movement, a lot of it ended up being false. And this is just another one that added on to the top of it. It says, that it was in that political movement. And I'm not against anyone talking about it. I am a free speech absolutist. But the problem here lies is you can say whatever you want. You can say anything you want. But you cannot expect there to be no consequences of your speech. So if you go out and you threaten someone's life, sure, that's protected under the First Amendment. But don't expect to not have a cop knocking at your door for what you said and then go, well, it's my First Amendment. No, there are consequences to stuff like that. Just like there are consequences to her going out, writing this op-ed, and defaming somebody. There are consequences, and we see them right now in action. So basically, Bruce White took the matter under advisement. It's unclear what he will be ruling. I imagine at this point, he will be like, no, this doesn't work that way. Sorry. We go right back to up here where it said, knowledge that they are false or with reckless disregard to whether they are fake. It can go under that category. It gets thrown out. It's that easy. This is, oh, help me, please. Ugh. Such a ridiculous thing. Anyways, let me know, of course, what you guys think about all of this. If you think it'll work, let me know in the comments below. I can guarantee most of you are of the same mind that this is as ridiculous as it sounds, but you never know. There are a few crazies around. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon and subscribe stars. You guys literally make this channel possible. Huge thank you to Cage the Mick, Robert Mick Twiz, Black Knight Fool, Brucey, Chris Z, David L, David Rafford, Jeffrey Allen Carnes, Mighty Paws, Mike Buckner, Maizen Barbosa, Ruskart, Ryan Decker, Robert Hoffman, and Doc Holliday. You guys are absolutely amazing, and thank you so much for all your support. Don't forget on the way out to like as always if you enjoy the content and hit subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.